It is that time again. SYMK. Something you may know. We're here for you because we love you. What is SYMK? What is something you may know? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's something you may know. We're going to ask you a question tonight. Be the first to answer on the chat room below. And guess what you get? You get entered into a pool to win $200 in cash at the end of this month. If this was Friday, not only would you get entered in this pool, but you'd get $100 in your PayPal right there, right then, flat. What do you think about that? I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. I know you are. We are too. But there are rules to this game, sucker. And Crystal's going to tell you what they are.
Okay. Emily is going to talk about some interesting topics tonight, and I'm going to give you a question related to that subject. Hopefully it's related. I don't know. We've had some trouble with that lately. At the end of that, you need to be the first person to send us the correct answer through our chat box. Our chat box is down below, and you can sign on using your Facebook or your Twitter. Be the first, because first is the only way you win. Second doesn't count, so you got to be the first to answer correctly. I'm going to send you to Emily now.
Number one. That's what you have to be. Number one. And why? Because this is America, and that's how America does it. America has been in business for a very long time. By the way, pause. I'm going off script here. I want you guys to look at the bottom of that chat room. Say something interesting. If you say something funny enough, you'll notice that I'm also in the chat room. How is that? Because lovely Susie's over there, and she's speaking for me right now because she knows roughly what I would say. But if you throw a curveball at her, she might have to pause the show and ask me. So try it. I have yet to be stopped, though. So do it. Back onto the script. America is doing business. Let me tell you how long America has been doing business. 1945, we go to Japan because we got new exciting technology we want to show them. Look at this, Japan. Now, we are savvy businessmen. What did we do? We left a business card for them so they could call us back. Point here. This picture right here is the only picture to have ever won the Pulitzer the year it was taken. Also, fun little fact, not the second. That is the second. Flag raising. That is the second. Not the second. That is the second. By the way, these guys were hired. The military went around. They were like, we want you, and you're going to put up this flag. All right, we'll do this for you, boss. And they ran out there, put it up. That wasn't in the heat of battle. That was after battle, and that was the second flag raised. Back to here. Back to where we are. We left our business card. You business people, listen up. 7 years later, Japan was like, did you see that awesome technology you have? I sure did. Well, guess what? They left a business card. See that thing? I do. Let's go there and give them sushi. They gave us sushi, and it exploded, no pun intended, in America. Let me tell you how much so. 1950 comes around. They show us sushi. We say, what is this? 1980s come around. Not only do we have David Lee Roth, but we also have a major sushi franchise in every major city. That's how fast it just exploded in your face. Now, what does sushi mean? I'll tell you what it means. First, su has nothing to do with fish. It has everything to do with rice. Su is what you call rice that's been treated with salt, sugar, and vinegar. And shi is mishi that's Japanese for rice. Emil, do you speak Japanese? Fluently. And if you ever need any translation work done, at Emil Stuff, I'll help you out. I'm better than Google Translator. Way better than Google Translator.
Okay,
now,
say something in Japanese.
Oya la toya toho.
That was so racist.
I was just saying, let me tell you what that said. In Japanese, this is what it said.
He is so lying.
You know, Japanese in the 19th century needed a fast food. They needed a lot of fast food, a lot of people doing things. So they created sushi. That's how it came about in the 19th century. This is part of the show where we put up a little fancy picture of somebody doing something at a drive-thru window. Crystal and I have been busting our behinds on this show, so we didn't have time. So I said, Crystal, when I go get lunch today, just snap a picture, and she did. Thanks, Crystal. By the way, stop it. I know what you're thinking. Yes, I eat at McDonald's, but how do you keep that six-pack of abs? Well, you're just going to have to Emil Stuff me, and I'll tell you how to keep a six-pack of abs while you're out there. Now, Japanese food, contrary to popular belief, is not so healthy. It's loaded with sugars. It's loaded with sodium. It's just got fat in it. When you sit down and you're like, I'm going to go healthy, I'm going to eat some sushi. If you really knew what you were putting in your body, you'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's like a cheeseburger. It really is. It's not the healthiest. Point in fact, I'm going to show you the Japanese prime athlete who eats nothing but sushi. Look at this guy. He is not a person of Walmart. He is a Japanese top athlete. He also eats somewhere around 4,500 pounds of sushi a day, from what I'm told. Now, these facts, I'm not sure about, but...
Who would you rather fight? Michael Phelps or him?
How about both of them at the same time? So I can show you my amazing Japanese karate moves.
I want to see that.
That's going to happen. If you want to see that, vote for it. I'll make it happen. This dude and me and Mike Phelps. Mike Phelps, if you're listening, I'm challenging you to a sumo fist fight. Take it or leave it. I don't know if you want it. Chopsticks! Chopsticks is what you're interested in, not fat men anymore. You want to say, I want to get my chopsticks, and I want to eat my sushi. I am going to give you tips on how to properly eat sushi. Remember Mr. Miyagi, what he did? Absolutely wrong. I'm going to give you a little bit of class to go with that sushi. When you go into a sushi restaurant, first you want to wash your hands in front of the chef. Why? Because it shows a sign of respect. Then you sit down and they bring out your sushi. You eat it with your hands. You never put the wasabi, because a proper chef knows how much wasabi to already put in the sushi. And that soy sauce, you take your sushi, you dip the fish into it. The top is all your basting, and then you put it in your mouth. Why do you have ginger strips? Because if it's going to fall apart, you put a ginger on it, put it on top, and then you eat it a little bit. Now, all of a sudden, your friends are like, you're so classy. How do you do that? I'll tell you. Because I have class. Crystal has class. We know how to make you classy. Crystal, you should say you're welcome to these people now that they know how to eat sushi. Now, sushi, because of this explosion in America and being everywhere at all times, we needed sushi chefs. Guess what? First thing we had to do was get them on the board. Zero, and a few months later, you're putting sushi in every Dollar General and grocery store in America. That's how long it takes. Let me show you what a pamphlet I picked up when I wanted to be a sushi chef in America looked like. This is it. This is the Swamp People version of sushi chefs. This is actually what you get in America. I'm going to contrast that with what they do in Japan. I want you to meet Young Ottawa. Young Ottawa is Japan's top chef.
He looks clean.
He is beautiful. He is prime. It takes 2 years to learn how to prepare the rice, and then another 3 years how to do sushi. That's how it starts. Look at how prime and beautiful he is. Crystal, I want you to show him on graduation day what he looked like. Years later, this is Young Ottawa coming out right at you, 100 miles an hour, saying, I want to make sushi for you. And that...
After.
This is what it looks like. It's an intense thing, and I'll tell you why it's intense. I'll tell you why so much pride, so much respect, so much intensity goes into... Oh! Because you will die if a right guy doesn't make your food. And that's where tonight's question comes in. Crystal?
All right. So, speaking of what he just said, of all the fish that... Actually, this is actually related tonight.
Let's applaud ourselves for that one.
Of all the fish that are prepared of all the fish that are prepared for sushi, this is highly regulated due to its deadly and toxic nature. All right, so where is that fish? And we'll take a couple different answers for it.
It depends on what kind of crowd we have. Oh, somebody...
Your sister's killing it.
Really? She got it? We have a winner in like 2 seconds. By the way, that's impressive. You guys just lost out on what I would have to say is one of the easiest questions we've had. Anybody second that? Crystal?
I would say here. So how about I give what one of the answers could have been?
Okay.
It would have been blowfish.
Ooh.
How about you, Emma? What we've also accepted?
Pufferfish. By the way, pufferfish and blowfish, I don't know if you guys know this, they're actually two different species, all under the same genus. Genus! Like me, I'm a genius. And then there's also the proper term. When you go to sit down in a restaurant and you order it, it is called fugu. And you know what you're paying for this? Somewhere upwards of $300 for a meal of only a few bites of this. And sushi is meant to be eaten in one bite. So when you drop 300 bones, speaking of which, we're going to pump up a restaurant that Crystal and I love. It's called 15 East on New York. Guess where it is? Exactly, 15 East. When you go there, sit down and order yourself a meal. You will love it. Crystal, how much do you love that restaurant?
I love it so much it's worth the $892 one person's check is.
Okay, if
We've
you're going...
never been there.
And by we, she means her, because I eat there.
You'd have to win the game, how many weeks in a row? 9 weeks in a row, just so you could sit by yourself and eat sushi. So hopefully you win. Good luck.
Good luck, and that's what we're here for. So tomorrow, this is what we've got going on for you. Yesterday's answer and tonight's answer all are a clue for Friday's question. Guess what tomorrow's answer is going to be? A clue for Friday's question? I believe so.
Yes,
I believe so. And so is Wednesday's. So you put all those together, you should already know what the answer on Friday is going to be if you're savvy and you're quick enough. My friends, go to our Facebook page at Something You May Know. Hit the like button, because the more of you to do this, the more money we're going to get. I want to give away $10,000. That's the goal. By the end of next year, I want to give away $10,000 a night. Is it possible? No, it's not possible. It's possible. I will see you tomorrow night.
You didn't say who the...